Hi, this is the Hotbox, telling you that this video might have some sensitive stuff in it, so take a second if you need to and go check out something else. Otherwise, please enjoy the show. This channel is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Click the link, please. I need to buy bread.
Everything's fine, cause the merch in the store is hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying. Everything's fine, cause the merch in the store. I miss that outside where somebody can save me. What you gonna do with all that stuff? You can wear it or burn it or give it to your dog. Everything is fine, cause the merch in the store is hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying.
Really quick, if you're new here, we make these videos live over on twitch.tv/officialhotbox. So if you want to get involved, or if you have something you want us to talk about, come stop by, come sit with us. You always think there's a rock bottom. You think there's a level that we get to that it just can't get worse from. And then, bang! The floor falls out from under you, and you remember that family vlog channels exist.
Hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch, because then she's not going to learn from the natural outcome.
Baby, you can't wear that out.
Why?
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
And even beyond the sphere of YouTube, it feels like there's something new every day hitting the world around us. Like China trying to impose limits on the amount of time minors can play online video games. It's enough to make your head spin, so sometimes you need to be talked through it, and that's what I'm here for. So from China to the Labrant family, let's get right into it. Welcome back to the channel, new and returning, young and old, fans, haters, and people who need background noise while they do laundry. Friendly reminder, if you're new here, why not subscribe? It's quick, it's easy, just takes a second, and you can always undo it, but it really does help out the channel a lot, so thank you. Let's start off internationally. China bans kids from playing online video games during the week. Minors will be allowed an hour of playtime between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Friday, weekends, and public holidays. Public holidays, yes, some fucking Christmas present. Get an extra hour on League of Legends Clone 87. The move represents a huge tightening of earlier limits set by the agency in 2019, which had restricted play to 90 minutes on weekdays and 3 hours on weekends for children. Authorities said that the restrictions were put in place to help prevent young people becoming addicted to video games. Listen, I'm not a psychology Andy, okay? But usually when you tell someone not to do something, when you go out of your way to try and stop someone from doing something, that usually makes them want to do it more. And that usually creates bigger problems than if you were to just let people do what they want in the first place. As long as you're not hurting children, animals, or people in general. The National Press and Publication Administration, or NPPA, noted this week that the rules were being issued, quote, at the beginning of the new school semester, putting specific requirements for preventing the addiction to online games and protecting the healthy growth of minors, unquote. Again, putting this tight of a leash on something that's meant to be an escape in the first place seems incredibly unhealthy. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory! And it seems this decision also had economic impact, as NetEase slumped 3.4% during regular trading hours in New York on Monday, following the decision being made. Tencent also suffered roughly the same drop in Hong Kong on Tuesday before ticking back up 1.6%. God, the devil works hard, but Tencent works harder. But hey, if they want to give some of that money to me, I mean...
An insane amount of cash there?
And at least I'm not alone in what I think. Alicia Yap, an analyst at Citi, said, "We believe this will still represent another setback to the industry and potentially send another wave of negative sentiment to the market and lower investors' overall expectations for future gaming industry growth." Exactly, because when you cut people off of the action, what do you expect? You're going to lose money. People were also quick to speak out on Weibo. One person brings up a really good point. They say, quote, "China doesn't have the future for esports then. It's impossible for teens to train. Kids in other countries will win the world championship at 17 years old, while we will start to play the game at 18. I think this is a really valid concern. Unless there's sanctions or exceptions for esport teams, then I genuinely fail to see how you'll be able to condense, or at least efficiently do practice within the confines of what they're being given, unless you use a service to get around those firewalls like expressvpn.com/hotbox. I think what gets me the most is the language that they use to describe what they call a quote-unquote growing addiction. A state media outlet described online games as, quote, spiritual opium, unquote, this month, and cited Tencent's Honor of Kings in an article that called for more curbs on the industry. Hey, listen, if they don't like League of Legends and its clones, I might be with them. That is disgusting. It's offensive to people who just want to enjoy video games. It's offensive to people suffering from addiction. It's horrible. An unnamed spokesperson also said, quote, teenagers are the future of our motherland. Protecting the physical and mental health of minors is related to the people's vital interests and relates to the cultivation of the younger generation in the era of national rejuvenation, unquote. Yeah, I'm sorry, but telling people how to live their lives, especially young people who didn't ask for any of this, by the way, that doesn't seem very rejuvenating. All in all, a very worrying direction for things to be going, and definitely a situation to keep an eye on. Hey, look at that, news I actually want to pay attention to. Gee, it would suck if a family vlog channel just came out of nowhere and, oh, come on! Ladies, gentlemen, they, thems, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes, I'd like you to meet Savannah and Cole Labrant. You might know a thing or two about them, but for the uninitiated, Cole Labrant is an actor and social media star who first became popular on Vine and later on TikTok and YouTube alongside his family. Together with his wife and children, the Labrant family is known for documenting their life on social media as a family. And I never really cared much for the guy. I mean, I won't say too much about his Vine content, but
some of his old Vines are literally reminiscent of Shane Dawson circa 2007.
Yeah, not my cup of tea for obvious reasons. Following this stuff, Cole made a shift to Christian content. That's a strange pipeline. And even starred on The Amazing Race with his mother. He married his wife and photographer, Savannah. They apparently met on Musical.ly, so that shit's cursed. And they have 3 kids, Savannah, Posey, and Zealand. And with an audience of over 13 million, this isn't the first time the Labrant family has been in the public eye. It's easy to forget about alongside other problematic family vloggers like the Ace family. But maybe you remember when the Labrant family clickbaited a wildfire with this thumbnail, when it turned out they were miles away from where the fire was even happening. Not to mention their prank. Oh god, YouTubers and pranks, name a worse combination. A quote-unquote prank that they pulled on their, at the time, 6-year-old daughter, telling her they were getting rid of her puppy. But I'm sure they've got sound reasoning and logic that they'll explain in this video. Oh dear god, they deleted it. On August 28th, 2021, the Labrant family premiered a video titled, She Got Diagnosed with Cancer, Documentary. Let it sink in, that title is real. And they were using this thumbnail. Now, if you don't know how premieres work on YouTube, your video is scheduled to post at a certain time, and then it goes live for everyone to see. They can't skip ahead, they're watching it as it comes out, like a feature. So for the 40-some-odd minute duration of this video, the audience was left helpless to wonder if someone in the Labrant family genuinely had cancer. Now, thankfully, the daughter Posey does not have cancer, and the video ended up being a documentary about several other children who were actually suffering from cancer. I don't want to talk about them too much because they don't deserve to be wrapped up in this any more than they already are. Now, there's nothing wrong for wanting to bring awareness to cancer. It's something awful and something that impacts a lot of people. I've even done charity streams for cancer before. Suffice it to say, awareness of this disease is important. However, there are much better ways to do it than by softcore clickbaiting using your own daughter.
She's been hospitalized 3 times, right?
Yeah, like in Posey's like first year of life, she had to go to the ER like 3 and not even including the cruise.
You guys, it wasn't even just like she was kind of sick and we had to go. She was like projectile vomiting, had to like get an IV, like got x-rays.
It's not like normal sick.
No, like she's always like scared us so bad.
I was truly just riddled with anxiety. I had convinced myself that our 2-year-old daughter had cancer, and it sounds so blunt and so almost bad to say, but I was convinced. And I wasn't eating. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking people need to know. And I'm sure that people do, but like, I gotta do something. That's all that was in my head, is like, whenever I thought Posey had cancer, all I was thinking was like, we gotta fight. We gotta do something. We gotta fight.
Now granted, they did change the thumbnail later, and the description does contain a petition as well as helpful information, but the comments are off, so who fucking cares? Now obviously, people weren't happy about this, neither am I, and no matter how much I do like to give people the benefit of the doubt and try to see both sides to a story, there were just hundreds of thousands of better ways to go about this. If they wanted to make a documentary, they could have used a different thumbnail, used a different title. I'm not saying they're bad parents for worrying about their daughter's health. I'm saying they're questionable people for using their child and her struggle as a part of their content. And again, this kid didn't ask for any of this. None of them did. Listen, Cole, if you want to do the good Christian boy thing, live your life and love God, alright man, whatever. I just don't think that God would like these semi-hateful dog shit Twitter takes. I mean, love thy neighbor, right? This couple strikes me as so weird. This feels like using the kids for money, which is pretty childish of the parents. And I can't imagine what these kids are gonna feel like when they grow up and see that their parents have been documenting their whole lives online without their permission. And I can't imagine how this must feel to actual cancer survivors. All in all, a weird and disgusting situation, and one that deserves to be talked about so that it doesn't slip through the cracks. And with that, I'm gonna thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and spread the message around. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you, and before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. And I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. Until then, this has been the Hot Box. Bye. Whoops. Fuck me, dude.